David Berson, Nationwide, Chief Economist there, sitting around the campfire with you. It's very nice to see you at Camp Kotok.
It's great to be here, thank you.
Let's talk about housing, because you put out a very focused report on the state of the housing markets. So broadly in the US, how are we doing?
So the housing recovery is a very modest recovery. We talk about the macro economy being a very modest expansion. The in large part, it's because the housing market has lagged behind. Our report, which has the name of the Health of Housing Markets, or HOME, looks at all the MSAs, all the metro areas in the US. And because this has been a modest housing recovery, housing is not overheated. So most of the markets that we look at are healthy and they're sustainable. They're just not really strong.
Is there a risk of housing slumping again? For instance, when rates go up, is that going to price some people out of the market? People that got used to very low mortgage rates.
Whenever mortgage rates go up, somebody's going to be priced out of the market. So it's always a negative when rates go up for the housing market. The question is whether there are other things that will offset that. So why will rates go up? Because the economy is stronger. If you look historically, the housing market always does better when interest rates go up because the economy is doing better. Now at some point, rates will go up by so much that it will offset the strength in jobs and income and everything else in the economy. Housing will then go down, but that's a long way away.
I keep reading about how all these millennials don't get out of the basement. So are we also going to have this problem where there is just a fall off in potential buyers out there?
It's interesting that the trough, the dearth of millennial buyers was a real problem. But in the last year, we've seen a huge jump in household formations. Where are they coming from? They're coming from the millennials. Why? Because job growth for the 25 to 34-year-olds has jumped. And it's full-time jobs. These aren't millennials getting 2 jobs, 3 jobs, not a full-time job. It's full-time jobs. They didn't want to live in their parents' basements, particularly not in their 30s, and their parents didn't want them to live with them either. So now that they have the wherewithal to move out, they are. But the question is, will there be a place for them to go? Rental vacancy rates are very low, and homeowner vacancy rates are extremely low. And so we're seeing big increases in home prices, we're seeing big increases in rents.
Is there a bubble in the housing market in any particular city? A lot of people point to San Francisco and even New York, of course. It seems it's endless skyrocketing of prices.
Well, if you look at New York, Manhattan is usually very different than any other market in the country. And if you look at the downturn, prices on the island didn't really go down. San Francisco prices are clearly going up very strongly, but if you look at what prices are doing in San Francisco relative to what they always do, and prices always go up strongly in San Francisco, it's not that much higher, and it's being offset by strong job growth and strong income growth. But having said that, what markets may be overheated? The Dallas market, we think, is overheated. Historically, home price gains there have been pretty modest because think about Dallas, this big flat plain builders can build. Well, they're not building all that much, and Dallas has very strong job growth. So home prices there are very strong. Bismarck, North Dakota, despite the slowdown recently in fracking, still, there's nowhere for people to move there. And so house prices are through the roof.
Anywhere else?
Those are the 2 markets we're most concerned about in terms of overheating. Now, there are some markets in Louisiana that are downstream, literally downstream in the oil production process, that have slowed tremendously, their housing markets have, because of the drop in oil prices and the drop in oil production and oil services. So we're a little worried about those, but there's no city in the country we're very worried about. These are all cities, all metro areas that are sort of on the edge of worry, not very worrisome.
David Berson, great to talk to you.
Very good to talk to you too, thank you.